Picture this. A child, eyes wide with anticipation, tears open a pack of Pokemon cards. They're hoping for that elusive Charizard, the holy grail of their collection. But instead of fiery glory, they find another Rattata. Sound familiar? This, my friends, is not just a harmless hobby. It's a carefully calculated gamble disguised as a children's game. We've all seen the excitement, the frantic unwrapping, the joy of a rare find. But behind the colourful characters and nostalgic charm lies a predatory system, one that preys on children's innate desire for collecting and their vulnerability to manipulation. This isn't about catching them all, it's about catching them young. The truth is, Pokemon cards are designed to hook kids on the thrill of the unknown. The random chance of finding a valuable card triggers the same dopamine rush as a winning spin on a slot machine. And just like gambling, the house always has the edge. This isn't harmless fun. This is about time, money, and the very real potential for addiction. It's time to pull back the curtain on this multi-billion-dollar industry and expose the truth behind the Pokemon phenomenon. Stay tuned. Let's talk psychology, folks, because understanding how our brains work is key to understanding how Pokemon cards can be so addictive. Every time a child rips open a booster pack, they're essentially pulling the lever on a slot machine.
You see, it's all about the dopamine, that little chemical rush we get from unexpected rewards. Our brains are hardwired to crave it, and the Pokemon Company knows this. That's why they've engineered their product to deliver these dopamine hits in spades.
Think about it. The excitement builds with each tear of the foil. The anticipation mounts as they shuffle through the cards. And then, boom, a holographic Charizard. Dopamine floods the system, reinforcing the behavior and creating a powerful desire to repeat the experience.
But here's the thing. The odds of finding that coveted card are astronomically low. Just like a slot machine, the system is designed to keep you chasing the next big win, even as the losses pile up. And it's not just the cards themselves. The entire Pokemon ecosystem is built around this cycle of anticipation and reward. From the collectible figures to the video games, it's a carefully orchestrated symphony of dopamine triggers.
Now, some might argue, but John, it's just kids spending their allowance. What's the big deal? Well, let's talk numbers, shall we? Because the financial reality of this hobby is more shocking than a Pikachu using Thunderbolt.
The average booster pack costs around $5. Seems harmless, right? But the odds of finding a truly valuable card are slim to none. We're talking 1 in thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands. Meaning kids could blow through hundreds, even thousands of dollars chasing that elusive holographic dragon.
And that's not even factoring in the secondary market, where rare cards can fetch exorbitant prices, further fueling the frenzy. We're talking about kids trading away their lunch money, their savings, all for a shot at cardboard glory.
This isn't just about pocket money anymore. It's about a system that normalizes excessive spending and financial risk-taking at a young age.
Here's the truly insidious part. While kids are busy catching them all, they're also being groomed for a lifetime of potentially harmful gambling habits. Think I'm exaggerating? Think again.
The parallels between Pokemon cards and gambling are undeniable. Both rely on random chance, the allure of big rewards, and a constant cycle of hope and disappointment. Both trigger the same addictive pathways in the brain.
And the scary part is, this early exposure to gambling mechanics can have lasting consequences. Studies have shown that children who engage in gambling-like activities are significantly more likely to develop gambling problems later in life.
By normalizing these behaviors at such a young age, we're essentially handing kids a one-way ticket to problem gambling, and that's a journey no child should have to take.
Section 5, Fantasy versus Reality, the education illusion. Now, the Pokemon Company loves to tout the educational benefits of their product. They claim it teaches kids about strategy, math, and even reading. But let's be real, folks, this is marketing spin at its finest. Sure, kids might learn a thing or two about type matchups or card values, but let's not pretend that's the primary motivation here. The real lesson being taught is far more concerning. It's a lesson in consumerism, in instant gratification, and in the dangerous allure of chance. We're talking about a system that teaches kids that happiness can be bought, that luck trumps hard work, and that financial risk is a normal part of life. These are dangerous lessons, folks, and they're being taught under the guise of harmless entertainment. Section 6. Profiting off Pikachu. Who's really cashing in? So, who's pulling the strings behind this multi-billion-dollar empire built on cardboard and dreams? Well, it's a complex web of corporations, but one name stands out: the Pokémon Company.
This corporate behemoth rakes in billions from card sales, video games, merchandise, you name it. And they're not exactly shy about squeezing every last penny out of their young consumers. Limited edition releases, exclusive promotions, the list goes on. It's a never-ending cycle of hype and consumption, all carefully designed to keep the profits flowing.
And let's not forget the scalpers and resellers who exploit the artificial scarcity created by the Pokémon Company. These opportunists buy up rare cards in bulk, driving up prices and making it even harder for kids to get their hands on them. It's a system that prioritizes profit over the well-being of its young consumers, a system that thrives on addiction and exploits children's vulnerability. Section 7. The Collector's Curse when hobby becomes obsession. Now, before you accuse me of being a grumpy old man yelling at clouds, let me be clear. Not everyone who collects Pokémon cards is an addict, but the line between hobby and obsession can be dangerously thin.
We've all heard the stories. The kid who spent their college fund on a rare Charizard, the parent who went into debt chasing their child's collection. These are extreme cases, yes, but they highlight the very real potential for harm when this hobby spirals out of control.
The truth is, collecting can become an all-consuming obsession. The thrill of the chase, the desire for completeness, the social pressure to own the rarest cards, it can be a slippery slope. And for some, it can lead to financial ruin, strained relationships, and even mental health issues. Section 8. Breaking the spell, boycott, regulate, educate. All right, folks, enough doom and gloom. It's time for action. We can't just stand by and watch as another generation falls prey to this predatory system. It's time to break the spell. First, we need to hit them where it hurts, their wallets. Boycott Pokémon cards, spread the word. Let the Pokémon Company know that we won't tolerate their exploitative practices. Second, we need to demand regulation. Loot boxes, gacha mechanics, whatever you call them, these systems are essentially gambling for kids and they need to be regulated as such. And finally, we need to educate ourselves and our children about financial literacy. Teach them about the value of money, the dangers of gambling, and the manipulative tactics used by companies like the Pokémon Company. Section 9. A future beyond packs nurturing healthy habits. Imagine a world where kids collect memories, not just cardboard, where they're taught to value experiences over possessions, where their relationship with money is healthy and informed.
It's time to reclaim our children's imaginations from the clutches of corporate greed. Let's encourage them to explore their passions, develop their talents, and find joy in the simple things.
Let's teach them that true value lies not in the rarity of a card, but in the strength of their character, the depth of their relationships, and the richness of their experiences. Let's build a future where our children are free to be children, not just consumers in training. The power is in our hands. Let's use it wisely.